So keep that in mind. Anything picked up by your microphone or your camera will be a public record. We will post the recording to our YouTube channel. Search YouTube for Local Workforce Area 23. You should be able to find our channel that way. And we will also send the link of the recording to all of the members. Secondly, please keep your microphone muted when not actively speaking. To mute your phones, for those of you who have called in, you press *6 to mute and then press *6 again to unmute. So it looks like there's no one hanging out in the waiting room now, and we are about a minute past noon. I will go ahead and turn it over to Pat to call the meeting to order.
Okay, thank you, Jamie. Welcome everyone, and good afternoon. Thanks for attending our March meeting. And just, I will reiterate what Jamie said. Hopefully this is our last Zoom and technology meeting, and we can be back in person in June. But like she just said, we won't hold our breath. So with that, I'll go ahead and ask for a roll call.
Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with the board members, but since there are CEOs on the call also, I will then go to them. And then if anybody joins in the meantime, I will ask at the end to see if I missed anybody. So, and I will pause a little bit longer just to make sure we give enough time for people to unmute and all that good stuff. So, Gerald Bilyeu.
I'm here.
Okay. Kevin Binker. Kevin Busher.
Present.
Jim Bolin.
Present.
Pat Click.
Here.
Dave Cole. Mike Conley. Mike Conrad. David Cox. Van Leeds.
Here.
Tiffany Mackey.
Here.
Justin Martin. Mandy Martin. Here. Josh McElravy. Patty Metzger.
Here.
Jill Michael.
Here.
Deacon Patient. John Perry. John, I think I see your name, so I just want to double check. Okay.
Here.
There you are. Okay, Bruce Peters. Tom Robinson. Chuck Rose. Lewis Ryder. Lewis, I think I see your name. So I just want to double check. Okay, Denise Smith. Chris Stroll.
Here.
Kim Taylor.
Here.
Carol Tracy. Connie Waldrop.
Present.
Jason Wardle.
Present.
John Widener. Okay, now I'm going to start with the CEOs. Todd Beard. Jim Bolin, I've got you down. Jim Brewer. David Fulling.
Here.
Joe Gilliland. Joe, was that you? Joe Gilliland? Okay, Dennis Graves. Dave McCabe.
Here.
John Perry, I've got you down. Nancy Purdy,
Here.
Debbie Smith,
Here.
Jeff Boyd,
Here.
Jennifer Wagner, and Jason Warfel, I've got you down. Did I miss anybody? Okay, I think that takes care of it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Debbie. Again, that always seems a little more painful on this technology side of things versus when you're finishing up your meal. But thanks again, everybody. I need a motion to approve the December 14th minutes. Can I have a motion, please, in a second?
Harold
So
will make
Michael
the motion.
This is Kim Taylor. I can second if nobody else has.
All right. Thank you both. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed with the meeting minutes? All right. Hearing none, moving on. We need anyone to address any conflicts of interest. Please disclose those now. We'll give you about 10 seconds to do so. All right, hearing none, we'll move on to our committee reports. Oversight and Planning,
Pat?
Mike, comment? Yeah.
Sorry, before we go there, we did miss item number 2, new member introductions. And I want to do that
Oh,
real.
my bad.
That's all right. We have Mike Conley, and I don't know that he's on in the meeting today. So Mike, if you are here, holler at me. But Mike is the Director of Workforce Engagement and Career Services at Kaskaskia College, and he joins us as a new board member. He also sits on the Illinois Workforce Innovation Board as well. So he's kind of doing double duty at the state level and the regional level, and that's really cool. We're excited to have him. We also have Denise Smith. She is representing Coles County. She's the HR Systems Director, I believe, at Sarah Bush Lincoln. Denise, I thought I saw you on there earlier. Are you still on? If you'd like to give a brief introduction of yourself, feel free to now. If not, we'll move on to the next item.
Denise, I think you're muted.
It still says you're connecting to audio. So if you like, we can do this another time when technology is working for us all. Don't feel bad. We're in a very similar boat. Those of you who joined earlier heard that we're off the grid and we're just flying by the seat of our pants right now. So I understand completely. We can go ahead and move on to the next item.
Okay. Well, Denise, we couldn't hear what you had to say, but I'm sure it's lovely, and we were very impressed and can't wait to hear it live, okay? It was either that or you were singing the national anthem. We're not sure, but that's okay. So moving on to our committee reports, Mike Conrad, please, Oversight and Planning. Is Mike or somebody from Mike on the call?
I don't think Mike was on. Chris, do you want to give a brief overview or do you want? Oh, Chris isn't at her desk.
Okay, we can table that and move on to youth. Tiffany?
Yeah, the youth committee met at 10 o'clock this morning via Zoom. We installed a new vice chairman. Chris Stroll is going to be acting as the new vice chair for the team. We also talked about starting up and piloting a roundtable or focus group. The service industry that we're going to target probably in May is going to be the judicial system. Really inviting in some of those probation officers, other judicial staff that are going to be a good pipeline to some of those youth that we're missing, and just have a really good conversation with them, with some of the other members of the youth team. And then we'll bring all of that data back to our youth team in June and kind of debrief on that. So we're really excited about that. And then, of course, Lori and Elaine gave us an overview of activities, programs, and performance measures. I won't go over the details because they'll be talking to you in just a few minutes. And then one of the beauties of any of our teams or our groups is the connections and the communication that we do. And Kathy Swenson brought an awesome potential partnership possibility between LWIA 23 and 26. They're going to be going after WIA grant to look at career pathways. And so we had a really nice discussion about that and some real potential for a true collaboration and partnership down the road. So we'll be bringing that information to you soon. We took care of our bylaw compliance issues. We now have 10 members on the youth team, and 6 of those are board members. Anybody interested in kind of joining the conversation in the future will be added at this point as advisory members, and we'll go forward with that. And then our next meeting is going to be held, hopefully, fingers crossed, in person on June 21st. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Tiffany. Which other workforce investment board were you partnering with? I didn't catch that number.
They're looking at piloting in Richland, Wayne, and Clay. And so they're looking at maybe potentially 23 and 26 working together. So they're going to be having a smaller group meeting to really discuss the pros and the cons and the possibilities and the details.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Consortium committee, Kevin?
Yes, we met at 11 o'clock today. Not really a whole lot of action going on. Jamie reported there has been no business service update since the last time we met, but she will be meeting soon with a new representative from IDES on business services. We did meet last week for MRU meeting to go over the budget for the one-stop. That was everybody agreed on the cost, and it's actually less money than when it was last year by I think $5,000, which is good news. And then Lori did report for the one-stop operating report that the one-stop, we still don't know when that's going to reopen. It's still closed to the public, and there's really no timeline for that reopening. And then we had all the partners gave partner reports. So that is my report to you guys.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kevin. There's no report of the executive committee, so I just need a motion and a second. And if somebody would make a motion and just somebody jump out there for a second for the approval of those committee reports.
This is
Gerald will
Jason
make a motion.
Warfel. I'll make a motion.
Gerald will second.
So we got Jason and Gerald. Pat, I didn't know if I saw Chris sat back down. Do you want to, if she wants to go over the planning and oversight?
Sure. Chris, if you've got a report for the oversight and planning, we can do that before we vote.
Sorry, Chris.
That's all right. Let me grab my notes. We had a report from the grant recipient fiscal agent. Debbie gave us exactly where we're at with all of our reporting for this year as far as the fiscal side of the house. They talked about work youth experience in school and out of school, and then also our adult programming and dislocated worker. We did look at the current LWIA 23 performance reports, and Lori Jennings reported out on those for us. Tony did some fiscal monitoring for Lakeline College / WIOA, and there were no findings. Everything looked good for them. Adult education, each one of the adult education providers in the area did submit their area planning committee report. That is something that the Planning and Oversight Committee sees each year, and it is a plan for what all adult education programs are going to be doing. So that would be Kaskaskia, IECC, Lakeland College, and then also ROE3. And that just shows a plan of what we've got planned for the year. So we didn't have any other business. Our next meeting is June 17th at 4:30. And like everyone else, we're hoping for an in-person meeting.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
All right, thank you, everyone. Okay, moving right along, service provider report from Lori Jennings.
Okay, I'm going to start out. We've got a few closings that I will report on. JCPenney in Mattoon, they are still scheduled to close later this spring. Approximately 32 employees will be impacted by the store closure. We have provided rapid response materials to all those employees. Life's Journey Senior Living in Mattoon will be closing on April 26th. We've also been in contact with the business. 21 employees have been provided with dislocated worker rapid response information. Shut Sports in Salem is closing and will be moving out of Illinois to Indiana in stages throughout this year. The move will start this spring and continue possibly into the fourth quarter of this year. No current employment numbers are available, but it had been reported in the past that the Salem plant had somewhere around 150 total employees on staff. We're currently waiting word from the company to decide how and when to proceed with the rapid response activities. Mattoon-based LSC Communication, their trade petition was approved on February 22nd of this year. So that means employees who became totally or partially separated from employment on or after January 23rd of 2019 through 2 years from the date of certification, they're eligible to apply for the trade adjustment assistance. And DCEO, they are coordinating rapid response activities. As far as program goes, DCO, they provided a virtual WIA eligibility training for our staff in January. They provided information on just WIA general eligibility, adult and youth eligibility, dislocated worker eligibility, and then they also presented information on legislatively mandated follow-up requirements that we must follow. One of our career planners, Aslan Arnold, she works out of the Effingham County office. She recently completed the Family and Community Development Specialist Certification Program. This was through the Illinois Association of Community Action Agencies. I attended the virtual Rural Community Economic Development Conference, which was Strategies for a New Normal, held in conjunction with the Governor's Rural Affairs Council for Rural Partners on February 24th and 25th. Chris reported that Lakeland did perform some program monitoring for us. This was across all titles, the adult, dislocated worker, youth, and trade programs, and no findings. Lakeland is also scheduled for a fiscal monitoring visit later this month. And DCEO, we are scheduled for our yearly program and fiscal monitoring with them in May. We have not received official notice as of the dates just yet. We've been real busy starting January, getting ready for the spring semester and enrolling across all titles. Right now we're doing a lot of short-term kind of truck driver training. Our online application is still available. Our offices are closed to the public, but we are open by appointment. So we really are using that online application, and it seems to be working real well for us. We are still seeking youth 16 through 24 for the youth program. So if you have any youth that you know of that would be interested in working, please send them our way. We've got lots of money to spend on the youth side. As of February 28th, we have 271 customers receiving career and training services through all our programs. 122 customers have been exited this program year. Our total number served to date is 393. And that concludes my report.
We have a raised hand, and I'm not sure who it is. It's a phone number ending in 044.
I think that was raised when you were taking attendance.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I heard a ding. I thought that was it.
Yeah.
They had a question for you.
Okay, thank you very much, Lori. And just to reiterate what you said, the youth program, I know we have a lot of money to spend, and just get the word out, recently, in Vandalia, we have a new approach high school, which is kind of a regional spot where a lot of kids end up for different reasons to finish high school. And hopefully the thought is to make some offers to them because they're not currently in the work world, or maybe not have work experience, but they're not on unemployment somewhere. So it might be a spot we might be able to get some people in the program with. But anyway, just an idea. But thank you, Lori. And then we'll move on to physical agent report. Jamie?
Jamie, you're muted.
Jamie's having a
Am I unmuted now?
There we go.
You're good now.
Yeah.
Geez, sorry. Okay. All right. Can you see the PowerPoint presentation on the screen? Nod. Yes. Wonderful. Okay. So to start out, we currently have for this this year, we have 10 incumbent worker projects, 3 of which are coming out of Olney. And then we have a couple from Mattoon, and then the rest are spread out: Flora, Effingham, Salem, and Newton. A couple of these, Americana and Total Printing Systems, have just come around in the last couple of days, really. So we went quite a while with kind of crickets coming out of incumbent worker, and then just in the last few weeks, more have started coming out of the woodwork. So that gives me some hope that the future is getting brighter, and we will have a lot more training needs coming out and people getting back to work. So I'm excited for that. Looking at our direct training by county, we are doing pretty good. The top contenders are still the usual: Coles County, Effingham County, and Fayette County. Thank you guys for what you do to get a lot of participants coming out of there. But the other counties, like this pie is for everybody. We want you all to have a pretty big slice of pie. So while you are out and about, whenever you see opportunity to plug WIOA, CEFs, do it. The more you spread the word and raise awareness, the less we are the best kept secret, and we just become the best known resource. And that's what I would like to see. Then I do want to go ahead and congratulate our board members who had perfect attendance in 2020. Since a lot of you are on the call and you can't read the screen, I'll go ahead and read out to you. We have John Widener from Clay County, Gerald Bilyeu, our vice chair from Crawford County, Lewis Ryder from Cumberland County, Pat Click, our famous chair from Fayette County, Jason Warfel from Jasper County, Dave Cole, Tiffany Mackey, Stacy Parr, Carol Tracy, Kim Taylor, and Chris Stroll. LWIA 23 appreciates your evident dedication and support of the WIOA mission. We are fortunate to have such qualified and engaged people serving our local workforce area. Board service is one of the toughest volunteer roles of all, and each of you have performed with tenacity. We realize the best way to show our hardworking board how much we appreciate you all is by continuing to strive for excellence in what we do. So with gratitude from LWIA 23, we thank you. And let's keep it up. And I know 2020 was probably the hardest year to get to things, and and log on to Zoom again for like the 78th time in the day. So it means even more and we really appreciate it. Also, I would like to let you guys know we are now officially in the new building. So LWIA 23 staff is based on Lakeland College's campus in the brand new Workforce Center. We are no longer at the Richmond location. We are now at 5001 Lakeland Boulevard. When things open up a little bit more, we would be happy to have you guys come take a tour. If you just find yourselves around in the neighborhood, let me know. We'll get you set up with the appropriate forms so that you could come on the campus and we can do an individual tour if you would like. But it's pretty cool out here. It's nice to be in a new building, of course. None of the ceiling tiles are falling in or leaking, so we are not complaining. All right, so the WIOA Summit is coming up. It is on April 27th and 28th. It is free this year. Years past, I believe the registration fee was in the $100, $150 range. It is free now, but it is online. It is a 2-day summit. The 2021 WIOA Summit will be held as a virtual conference. All sessions will be live on Zoom. The theme for 2021 WIOA Summit is service integration, collaboration, and innovation. This year's summit is designed to share innovation and collaboration efforts that have supported the system through the past year. The implementation of service integration is necessary for success. Anyone who is involved with WIOA in any way, shape, or form is invited and encouraged, and that includes local workforce innovation board members. So if you are interested, you do have to register for the event. The link is on the screen. It's icsps.illinoisstate.edu/WIOA/WIOA-summit, or you could just contact me and I'll send you the link so you can click on it and register super easily. On the horizon, Lori already talked about this, but I'll just reiterate, DCEO annual monitoring is slated to start in May. It will most likely be done remotely like last year, but there's been no official word on that yet and no official date set in stone either. So we will keep you updated. And then Debbie touched on this in the Planning and Oversight Committee meeting, but the budget process, it says plan year 20, but I think we mean 21. I don't know. I made a mistake there, but the planning is set to begin in mid to late April, and we will keep you filled in on that as it goes. Now this one, I did mean to put program year 2020 formula funding on it. So DCEO has let us know that we are to expect a cushion of approximately $50,000 in dislocated worker funds for the current program year into our formula grant. This is because they have found about 2 to 3 million statewide rapid response funds that they would like to disseminate throughout the state to support the provision of career services in delivery system and carry out activities to remote access to training services provided through the one-stop delivery system over the next 18 months. What that really means is we're foreseeing a cut in dislocated worker money for the next plan year, program year. And this cushion will hopefully, this little bit will hopefully cushion that so that we're not seeing drastic reduction in our money. We have not been notified exactly how much the cushion will be. They did say if the amount that they have identified statewide is in fact 2 million, we can expect LWIA 23 to see 49,600, but they're not even sure if it's 2 million or 3 million. So that amount may increase upwards closer to 60,000. We just have to wait and see. So at this time, we don't have any definite plans for it. We would like to see the amount and any other plans that they want to see come from us, and then we will make sure to keep you guys informed on that front. As Lori discussed, we are looking at youth services. We are doing really well in just about all of the areas except for youth. Youth is, we always struggle with it from what I understand, and Now more than ever we are, because it's hard. They're just hard to get in contact with youth. It's hard to follow up with them, but now they're not even in school. So that's making it even harder, putting more obstacles in the way. We're doing pretty good considering, but we could do a little bit better. So on the screen, I did put up the WIOA Youth Services flyer just for you to take a look at. If you're interested in getting copies of those flyers, please let me or Lori know. We'll get those to you or send a digital version of it to you. But that brings me to our insightful question. What are you guys doing as board members, or what do you think you could be doing to recruit participants into youth programs? Or what employers in your area may be interested in becoming a youth work experience work site? Pat shared an idea a little bit ago, but does anyone else have any ideas, thoughts, brainstorms that they want to share now? Or we're always open, our ears are always open to hear ideas in the future as they come up as well. No? Okay. Well, I do want you guys to think on this. And as you come up with ideas, please share them with myself, Tony, Debbie, Lori, any of us, so that we can explore those further and jump on any opportunities that are out there that we're unaware of at this time.
Jamie, I would just follow up with your question here and kind of tie it back to what youth team or committee's trying to do with their first focus group. If a county board member or someone else on the board has someone in their county that they know is, really supportive of all of this and is in the judicial industry, let us know. Contact Lori and let them know you really need to invite this person. Get them involved with this upcoming focus group in May. So I forgot to mention that at the end of my report. So this was a good way to say, hey, that gives all of us something to think about and do immediately, because we're looking for the right people to invite to the table in May.
Excellent. Yes, that's a good tie-in, and I didn't even think of that. So thank you for sharing that, Tiffany. Please, if you have whatever contacts you have, send them to Lori. Let's make that particular roundtable our first go at it. Let's make it robust and as valuable as possible so we can reach as many youth as possible. Any other ideas that pop into your mind?
One other idea is I was sharing, the mission of WIOA and what WIOA means to one of the judges here, a younger judge that's in our 4th Judicial Circuit. And I just asked him, youth that show up in court have fines to pay, things like that. He was asking for some more information just because he's got the authority and he's got their attention at that time, whether they're in front of him live or Zoom, to say, ask a question, have you been to your local CFS WIOA office to look for employment options, et cetera? And that might not be the most positive sounding reason why they're there, but sometimes mom and dad can't give them encouragement. Maybe the school has lost some focus with them, but unfortunately might be our last shot to get them on the right path. So, that's one more area in youth. And he said he didn't know anything about it. So, we might put something together for each judge in the 4th. And I'm just speaking for our judicial district, just because I know most of the people that are there. But, our geography is so large that we might want to put out a piece to the judicial branch of each county, just so they know what's going on as well.
That's excellent. Thank you. Yes. And that's also a really good example of just what makes a good board member is when you are out there and there's an opportunity. Plug WIOA, talk about WIOA. You don't have to know all the ins and outs. You just got to have a general idea and know where to point them. So anytime you need to make that connection and point them in a certain direction, point them out to me and I can make sure that they get all the information that they need and that they get a good understanding of what we're doing and hopefully increase our visibility. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right.
Okay.
I want to let you guys know that Pat, were you trying to say something?
No, I was interrupting you. I apologize.
Almost done. This is the last one. I just want to let you guys know that LWA23.net is live. It is a new website. It got a little facelift, still has some bandages on it, but it's mostly functional. There's some links that still don't go anywhere, but I'm working on that. So when you get a chance, take a look. We also have social networks. So we have a Facebook page for business services of LWIA 23. Then we have Instagram page, LinkedIn, and the YouTube channel. So you can check that out. LWIA 23 for Facebook and Instagram. LinkedIn is linkedin.com/company/LWIA-23. And that concludes the fiscal agent report for Lakeland College.
Thank you very much, Jamie. And moving right along, number 8, we have a nominating committee that we need to appoint. And Tony?
Yeah, it's that time of year again where we have a nominating committee to nominate business sector people for the vice chair and the chair for the following year. Carol Tracy, Van Leeds, and Tiffany Mackey have so graciously volunteered, or maybe voluntold, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, they are going to form that committee. I will work with them to get the information that they need to get a hold of board members to see who is going to be our next chair and vice chair in PY 21. So if there are no other nominations, or if anybody else wants to be on this committee, please speak up. Sure. Hearing none. Okay. Looks like it's those 3. Anyway, Pat, to go through the motions, we need a motion and a second to approve those.
Okay. I need a motion and a second, please, everyone.
This is Chris. So moved.
Jill Michael, second.
Thank you very much. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 And I will assume no one will be opposed, except for the 3 that have been nominated, right? So,
All of you.
all right,
group.
motion
All of
passes.
you group. Thank you.
So I think Tony did promise to double their pay this year, so they're doing it for the money, I'm sure. So moving right along, other business or member opportunity to share. So please, anything going on in your county or in your business area, please let us know about it now. Might be something that we don't know about. I'll open the floor to anyone.
Yeah, this is Gerald here in Crawford County. I know a few months ago there was some work put into on the first response to range carbon, and just to kind of update you, they have started some layoffs in that area. There's about a dozen that have already been laid off. So right now it's just kind of uncertain what the future is going to be, how many more, if any, what's going to transpire. So that's the latest word I got from them basically last week. So just wanted to update people.
Thank you, Gerald. Anyone else? Okay, the only thing else that I would share, and Fayette County is no different from any of the other areas in our district, is, you know, there are job boards that are available. There are jobs out there, especially on the starting end of things. It's a pretty tough workforce marketplace right now, is what manufacturers are telling me. I know that, you know, Sarah Bush Lincoln, I know you guys are hiring as well. There are opportunities out there. We just have to get people to the right place, and hopefully keeping the word out there gets that accomplished, because opportunity exists out there for those that want to take it. So with that, I'll open up one more time for any public comment anybody has to bring forth. Okay, not hearing any. I just want to take a minute just to thank everyone for their participation And again, it's not the most ideal situation, not being in person. But again, we appreciate all the involvement that you have with WIOA and any referrals and any chance you get to kind of speak the mission of WIOA. We have a lot of folks that need our services. We just have to get them the information and get them in the pipeline. So with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. The CEOs, please stay on the line because your meeting will start immediately as soon as we adjourn our meeting. And once again, everyone, please stay healthy and safe. And hopefully, crossing our fingers, hopefully we'll see each other face to face in June. And we'll give you more information on that as it becomes available. So I just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that
This is
motion.
Dave Cole, I would move to adjourn.
Okay, and a second. So all in favor?
Aye.
We will just
Aye.
consider ourselves. All right. Thank you very much. We are adjourned, and the CEO meeting will start in just a few seconds. Jamie, it's all yours.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's just give a moment for everyone to log off. And then we'll jump right into CEO. Nancy, do you want to do the new member introductions, or would you like for me to do that? That's agenda item number 2.
I would be glad to have you do that.
Okay, no problem. All right, and just real quick reminder of housekeeping. I'm sure you've all were joined in earlier in a bit, but just recall everything is being recorded, so be mindful of what comes across your microphone or your camera, as it will be a matter of public record. We will post the recording to our YouTube page and a link will be sent out to members. Also, if you don't mind, please keep your microphone muted when you are not actively speaking. If you are calling in, to unmute is *6. To mute again is *6 again. And with that, I will pass it off to Nancy to call the meeting to order.
All right, welcome everybody to the CEO meeting. And why don't we go ahead and have the roll call, please?
Okay. I'm basically just going to see if anybody else has joined since I done the first one. Todd Beard. Okay. Jim Bolin, I've got you down. Jim Brewer. David Fulling, I've got you down. Joe Gilliland. Dennis Graves. And I have Dave McCabe, John Perry, Nancy Purdy, Debbie Smith, Jeff Voigt, Jennifer Wagner. Are you on? Okay, and I've got Jason Warfel, so we're good to go.
All right, thank you. Okay, Jamie, you were going to introduce new members.
Yes, I was going to introduce Joe Gilliland of Clay County, but it looks like he did not make the meeting today. He would be the new CEO from Clay County, serving as proxy for Joe Goodman. And then Jennifer Wagner from Fayette County. She's the new CEO from there, but she did make last week's Planning and Oversight Committee meeting. It looks like she's not here this week. So hopefully in June, they'll be able to make it in person and we can do a real introduction.
Thank you. All right, I hope everyone had a chance to look over the minutes. I do need an approval of the December 14th, 2020 minutes, please.
Dave McCabe,
Do I have a
move to
motion?
approve the minutes.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
So moved, Jeff Voigt.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor for approving the minutes for December 14th, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, looking at number 4, do we have any conflict of interest to disclose? Hearing none, number 5, we'll turn it over to Jamie for the signatory authority update.
We have not had any updates for signatory authority. Has not been anything to sign lately. So I will move on to item number 6, board attendance report. You each should have received the latest board attendance report in your packet of meeting materials. I want to point out the counties where the board members have missed 3 or more meetings in a row also happen to be the counties with the lowest slice of the pie for WIOA dollars. So there's a direct correlation with how engaged your area's board members are and how much you're benefiting from WIOA. So I really want you to take a look at your county, the board members' attendance, and the ones who have missed 3 or more meetings. We need to consider looking for a more engaged board member, or to find out what's going on with that particular board member. See if they're going through some struggles, what the issue is, and how we can help them overcome it so that we can have engaged, active board members. Just off the top, there's 5 who have not made a meeting in the last 3 meetings, and 1, 2, 3 of those 5 have not made a meeting in 4 or more meetings. So that's something we definitely need to get on the ball with. I will be reaching out to each of you individually about your county's board member to see what we need to do to either get them replaced or get them back on board. If you have any questions or comments, concerns before you receive that email or that reach out from me, please don't hesitate in reaching out first. But I do feel like this is a very important issue, and it's one that's been kind of going on since I've been the director, and I want to start to let's address it. Let's get ahead of it, because in September we do have several board terms expiring. So we're going to have to replace those people as well. Let's not have a whole bunch to do all at the same time. Tony, do you have
Thank you, Jamie.
that you want to add to that at all about expiring? All right. Our next meeting in June, we'll talk more about expiring terms, but let's focus on just the ones who are not attending at this time.
Do we have any old business to bring up? How about any new business to discuss? Number 8, public comment.
This is Jim Boland. I'd really like to, if we're going to have Zoom meetings, is there any way that we could shift them to the evening? The time constraints, I hate to even chime in on anything because I know it's going to take up more time, and I'm limited on time, and I know as well as other people are too. Is there any thought about that if we can't meet in person, about shifting the time? Because an hour for everything is kind of, to me, is I hate to say anything because it's going to delay the process. Just a thought.
It's
a good point.
Understandable. And if we have to continue to do Zoom meetings, that is something that we will consider adjusting the time. The original intention was that this would all be temporary. We wouldn't be doing it long term. And we wanted to minimize the amount of time people were logging in, staring at a screen in the evening when they were already doing that all day during the day anyway. So if June ends up being required that it's virtual, I think that's something that we can definitely look at, and we can get a consensus from all the committees and the board as well.
All right. Appreciate it.
Neither one is a great solution. You know, having it during the day, having it at evening. We all agree, I think, that meeting in person is so much more conducive to our success. But I think we're doing a great job though for what we're attempting to do right now. The next meeting is scheduled for June the 21st, and hopefully it will be in person, but if not, we'll see each other or hear each other on remote. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I so move. This-
I'll second it in Crawford County.
So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you so much and see you hopefully June the 21st.
Thank you all. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Bye.
Nancy, you still there?
Yes,
Hey, I got those documents for you to sign. So are you going to be available this afternoon for me to run in town?
I am.
Okay, you just at your house?
I'm
Okay.
at home.
Okay, as soon as I get things cleaned up here, I'll run in town and come by and get your signature on this stuff.
Okay,
All right, thanks,
See you then.
Nancy. Appreciate it.
bye.
Guys, are we good to go ahead and log off then? Or do you want to, is there anything else we need to discuss?
I think we're good. Debbie, you got anything? Debbie's already gone. Look at that.
She's
She says,
gone.
I'm out.
She's out. All right.
All right.
See ya.